Football Queensland's coverage of the 2019 NPL, NPLW and FQPLC. Play football. Join the team today. Visit playfootball.com.au to find your nearest club. Football Foundation, making football more accessible for every income, every gender, every ability, every background, every Indigenous Queenslander. Donate today.
Well, there's one thing for certain. One of these sides will be through to their first ever NPL Queensland Grand Final. Standing in front of them is at least 90 minutes of combat between these two teams that finished second and third on the table at the end of the 30-round marathon NPL Queensland. From the Croatian Sports Centre on the Gold Coast, it's semi-final 2 from the NPL Queensland between the Gold Coast Knights and Peninsula Power. Good evening, everyone. It's Rafe Griffin with you in commentary this evening. Great conditions for football here on the Gold Coast. The two teams out in the middle of the park going through their pre-match rituals. And before we get into the action proper, let's acknowledge the two team sponsors of the two teams out there this evening. For the Gold Coast Knights, they're thankful for the support of the Croatian Sports Centre and Football Gold Coast, while Peninsula Power would like to thank Rate International Freight and Furnex. The two team lineups for this evening. For the Gold Coast Knights, in goal is Josh Langdon, 2 Jaden Walker, 3 Oscar Dillon, 6 Roman Hoffman, 8 Matt Smith, 9 Sam Smith, 10 Max Brown, 13 Jared Kyle, 16 Mitch Nichols, 7 Nick Panetta and 23 Matt Schmidt. The substitutes for the Gold Coast Knights: Danny Morton, Luke Marsh, Jaden Prasad, Shannon Brady, and the reserve keeper is Tim Allen. For Peninsula Power, in goal is Jake Reesby, 4 Daniel Cunha, 5 Chris Jansevsky, 7 Dean Briggs, 8 Josh Woolley, 9 is Brenton Fox, 10 Tom Strickland, 11 Richie Hurland, 15 Sam Roper, 17 Jimmy Fairgrieve, and the skipper in 20, Trent McAvoy. Reserves for the Peninsula, Alex Warrellow, Mitch Bird, Matt Heath, Sam Cronin, and the reserve keeper is Jared Pollock. Our match officials powered by Total Tools. With the whistle this evening is Jason Crow, and he'll be assisted by Renee Coghill and Joey Lee on the two lines. So the coin toss has been conducted, and the teams, as a result of that, have switched ends. All just about in readiness. And the outdoor football season is almost over, but that doesn't mean you have to stop playing. Futsal is perfect for keeping fit and improving your technical skills come season's end. Keep your outdoor team together and play futsal during the off-season. Visit playfutsalqld.com.au to find out more as semi-final 2 from the NPL Queensland kicks off at the Croatian Sports Centre. Gold Coast Knights up against Peninsula Power, second versus third at the end of the regular season. That decision will go the Gold Coast Knights' way, the national home side this evening in the semi-finals. Also, fortuitously for them, ending up with the semi-final at their own venue. And as always, you can let us know your thoughts on this semi-final. Who might go on to join Olympic in the big one next Sunday evening. Let us know your thoughts and comments on the Football Queensland Facebook page. We'll keep up to date with where you're watching in from and your various thoughts as this match progresses. So it's the Knights in possession. Dillon sends it long on the right. Smith in search of the ball will be able to reel it in before it crosses the goal line. Indeed he can. Cleared away by the Peninsula player. Jansevsky it is. In fact, yes, it is Jansevsky in left full-back position for Power this evening. And Hurlin straight into the back of Sam Smith as the Power look to clear. Here's Cunha arriving on the scene. Smith harassing him. Has he given away the free kick? Referee does have whistle to his mouth, elected not to blow it. Perfect conditions, as I said, for football. The wind has died down on the Gold Coast. Still a bit of a dust and fire haze from what's going on out west. Just breezing through the Gold Coast as Roper latches onto the ball here for Power. His opponent is Walker. Plays it back for Fox. And now it's Cunha. Finds Roper again. Flag has gone up on this near side from the assistant Joey Lee to indicate that Sam Roper was in an offside position. As I said earlier, second versus third it was these two teams at the end of the regular season. And going back through the history of their encounters through 2019, the first time that these sides have come up against each other in the league, of course, obviously debutantes to the 2019 NPL Queensland, and what a stellar debut that both teams have had. Peninsula coming up from the Football Queensland Premier League, where they had that unblemished year last year. Gold Coast Knights earning the licence for 2019, coming up from the Gold Coast Premier League. Here's Kyle. Sam Smith. Away by Cunha. Only as far as Dillon, however. Ball in towards Smith. Goes over the head of Kyle, though Kyle managed to get a quick glancing header on it. Falls there for Nichols. And now Matt Schmidt. Panetta, the creative playmaker. And his side now has a corner. First one of the evening coming the Knights' way. Presenting the option short was Hoffman. Instead, he'll be the corner taker as Panetta leaves it for his teammate. Players congregating at the edge of the box. Here comes the corner from Hoffman. It's fast stick edge of the 6-yard box. Going down was Kyle. No free kick in the opinion of the referee. Throw in you go Peninsula Power's way. So going back to the encounters between these two sides in 2019, they've actually met themselves each other 3 times this year. Twice in the league, and that all started back in round 6, where Peninsula Power were 2-1 victors over the Gold Coast Knights at AJ Kelly. And then in round 21, the two teams met here at the Croatian Sports Centre. Convincing 4-0 victory to the Gold Coast Knights in the end. And sandwiched between that was a round 6 FFA Cup clash. One that will go down in the annals as a classic. Peninsula Power ahead at half-time 1-0 before the Gold Coast Knights fought back to force extra time, 2-0 at the end of 90. And then a couple of additional goals to the Gold Coast Knights in extra time sealed their passage through to round 7. Where they were ultimately defeated by the Brisbane Strikers, who, of course, now find themselves in the quarterfinals and up against the Moreland Zebras in a week and a half's time. So this one will come all the way back to Langdon. Time on his hands. Matt Smith, of Of course, plenty of experience in finals at the top level of football in Australia. There's another one, Mitch Nichols. Both champions at the Brisbane Roar in their time in the A-League. Matt Smith again. Matt Schmidt now. Panetta. Sharp footwork with Hoffman. Brown. Then Walker. Sam Smith evades the challenge. Looking to get across in here, Smith. And all he can do is stick it behind the goal. Gold Coast Knights come into this match in perfect form, winning their last 8 games in the league, including 17 goals scored, 4 in their last 5 and just 2 conceded in their last 5 matches. Looking to keep that defensive record intact this evening. 14 clean sheets through their 28 games. So half the matches this year they've played in have gone without conceding a goal. And that quite obviously has put them top of the pops in terms of the clean sheets for 2019. Peninsula won 4 out of their last 5. The only loss coming back on the 3rd of August to Redlands. The informed Redlands it was, who are on fire at the end of the 2019 season. Defence has been a little bit leaky for Peninsula. That's going to almost end up in our camera position. It's ended up on the tier below us, and the media guys down there to go and retrieve that one. 36 goals conceded for Peninsula, around about 1.5 a game. In contrast to the 14 clean sheets the Knights have had, Peninsula have had 8. Here's Fox. He goes down. No advantage coming for Power. Numbers getting forward for Peninsula. Fox leaves it as well. Could it be the wizardry of Dean Briggs? His teammates played it short. Briggs goes from just outside the area, blazes it into the trees behind the goal. Jansevsky it was in tandem with Briggs, trying to conjure up something tricky and capture the Gold Coast Knights off guard. Good thought, but execution just couldn't quite get there in the end. Panetta chasing it down. Kyle looks to cut back, plays across the face of goal. Panetta there for the Knights, right to the edge of the area, tries to steer one goal bound. Ends up left of the upright and is taken a deflection on the way through off a defender as well. So once again, the variation on the corner. Nichols passes it straight into Fairgrieve. Schmidt in the area now are the Knights. And last touch off Fairgrieve. So they'll have to withstand another corner here, the visitors. Natalie Payne, great to have you watching on with us this evening, cheering on the Power. Nanette, also cheering on the Power. Good to have you as well. Plenty of Power supporters, including Paul McEwen and Lee McCormick. As we see this corner taken, Reesby comes off his line, tried to punch it away. Could have been dangerous times there for Peninsula Power, fortuitously. They're out of trouble. And then on the other end of the equation, some Gold Coast Knights supporters out there, including Matthew Watson, watching on from Barnsley. Great to have your company tonight, Matthew. Jamie Soban, Kalen McGill, all cheering on the Knights, while Daryl Muckett is a power supporter. So continue to let us know your thoughts on the Facebook post. Plenty of Knights and power supporters, both persuasions, watching on this evening. Hope you enjoy this second semi-final. Of course, last night, first semi-final played out at AJ Kelly. First versus fourth it was. Lions up against Olympic. It was the premiers that went down. Nathan Reardon scoring for Lions, but Jez Lofthouse, Chris Lucas, ultimately for Olympic, put them through to successive grand finals. As Olympic defeated the premiers Lions by 2-1. So they're through to next Sunday night's grand final at Perry Park. One of these two teams will be the ones to join Olympic. Not good news for Olympic either last night. Alex Smith ending the game on crutches. So it's a race against time for the experienced Al Smith to try and get up for the grand final, if indeed there is any chance of him being able to do so. Consummate professional Al Smith, but even time might be able to beat him on this one. Free kick to Peninsula. Looks to be Woolley who takes it. Jansevsky. And it's across the line. Power corner, Woolley to take it. So what will be the option here for the visitors? It's skimmed low, trying to defeat the wind that's momentarily blowing up. Certainly not as bad as it was in earlier days in southeast Queensland. Difficult to spot the city when I was driving in along the Southeast Freeway yesterday afternoon. Shrouded in dust. Briggs tries to beat two. Couldn't do so as Brown plays the conservative route back to his keeper in Langdon. Dillon. Cunha wins that one. Roper. And nicking in was the Gold Coast Knights player who's got Kyle momentarily in behind the defence, but the ball just wasn't tracking on the path that he was expecting. Nichols. As Gold Coast Knights move quickly here. Panetta. Great ball there through for Brown, who scores the opener. Great movement from the Gold Coast Knights. Peninsula being caught out. Jake Reesby is blowing up at his defenders, but the Gold Coast Knights congregate at one at the northern end of the field. 14 minutes in, Max Brown provides the opener, and the Gold Coast Knights off to the best of the starts inside the first quarter of an hour. Well, what a well-worked goal that was, team-wise. Came all the way from the back. Langdon started the movement. Panetta was the provider. Great ball for Brown on the cross angle that caught the Peninsula defenders off guard. So the Knights put their noses ahead. And in the FFA Cup match here, it was the Knights who came from 1-0 down. Tonight it'll have to be power. They will have to come up with the same equation. And is it an early sign that perhaps we're going to go the distance? Extra time might be required, of course. We're in finals mode now, so we need to find a winner on the night as the Gold Coast Knights go on the attack again. Brown met by Reesby. Could have been 2-2 for Max Brown. Jake Reesby, experienced gloveman, saved his side that time. Schmidt. Brown, always playing with confidence at the moment. Willing to take any opportunity that's presented to him. That one's blazed high over the bar, however. Well, Max Brown certainly had an impact now. Scoring that first goal, almost came up with a second a minute later. Peninsula Power just need to steady the ship here. Calm this influence that the Gold Coast Knights are having. Oh, almost a nervy moment for Langdon. Fox, opportunistically, almost able to take advantage. Well, as this outdoor season winds down, the summer football season is only just kicking off. Summer football is a fun, social football format, as we see Reesby meet that one. Played on smaller fields for all ages and perfect for keeping fit and playing with your mates during the off-season. Visit the FQ website to find a club hosting a social summer football competition near you. Nichols, Brown loops one over. Kyle tries to take it first time and it just hits the wrong side of the left upright. Bit of frustration shown by Nichols. Jason Crowe, who's going to have a quick chat to him. I think Nichols might have been looking for the corner. Match officials adjudicate otherwise. Well, this is an exciting opening 20 minutes to this encounter. See the Gold Coast United coach, Christian Rees, wander in along with Justin Mackay, cheering on their fellow Gold Coast side into the finals. They look a little bit rattled here. Power. I'm not sure what happened there from Reesby. No one in the vicinity. Composure needed from last year's FQPL Grand Final winners. They've done it before. Plenty of more people added their thoughts. Ante, all the best to the Gold Coast Knights. Well, they're doing all right at the moment, Ante. Brad thinks we're going to penalties in Power to win. And Chris Coppard's behind the Knights, so too is Bruno De Souza. And great to have you watching on too, Michelle Furigal. As Power look to build up, they'll get themselves a corner here, will they? Yes, they will. Schmidt thinking that Cunha was in his back. Assistant referee Joey Lee thought otherwise. So Wooly the man on corner duties once more. Sam Roper goes down. Here comes the ball in. Langdon couldn't hold it. Manages to scramble and punch it away. Seemed to be an infringement in the meantime, however. So relieving free kick and some pressure released here for the Gold Coast Knights. And that hasn't left the area, so they'll have to be retaken. Next year, that'll be fine. Ball has to leave the penalty area at the moment, but that'll be a rule change that will come into play in the A-League season coming up. And then obviously flow through to state and local football in 2020. Hurl and the Scotsman. Briggs. Evaded two defenders there. Briggs got the speed skates on at the moment. He continues to go here. Briggs, as Langdon gets down to his left. Well, the power players there ready to take advantage if Langdon couldn't keep a grip of the ball. Kyle. Panetta. Another number 17. Fairgrieve will backtrack for power. Tidy up. Hurlin. Good touch on by Jansevsky. No one waiting there for power yet again. The communication just breaking down. So we begin to approach the midway point of this first half. It's gone quickly. Blink and you'll miss this one. High quality game as you'd expect. An entertaining one in the semi-finals between two of the top three teams at the end of the regular season. And runs out of room there, does Sam Smith. Strickland and Brown were the combatants. Not a lot of movement here for the Knights. Sam Smith eventually picked out. They've turned it over to Briggs. Woolley running onto it is Roper. Smith clears heavily away on that far touchline. Skipper McAvoy. Fairgrieve. Woolley. Nichols his opponent. Roper. Woolley again. Fox, the diminutive striker. Slide ball through for Strickland, who wasn't anticipating, was flat-footed. Threw the hands up and said, Foxy, what are you doing? I wasn't ready for it. A million miles an hour end to end. Here's Schmidt. Pokes it through for Kyle. Kyle to the byline. Just tried to lob it up. Junior was the man to intercept. Woolley. Fox. Woolley once more. Ball turned over to the Knights. Matt Smith. Short for Hoffman. Brown on the halfway line. Cut out by McAvoy. The target intended to be Jared Kyle. He's just taking an opportunity to catch a breath. Matt Schmidt, who trialled for the Newcastle Jets during the Surf City Cup. Played as part of the squad for the Jets on Monday night here against the Glory. Need to see if anything does eventuate from that. Fox was bowled over. Referee allows play to continue. Woolley, is it too far? Good work there from Woolley. Matt Smith. Could it be another grand final for Heat? Oh, they're playing with danger. And he's collected the player on the way through. Tries his free kick going. I think it's going the Gold Coast Knights' way. Fox deemed to have been the offender. So the referee is sure wasn't my free kick. Foxy continues to protest his case. Jason Gray will have nothing to do with it. Oscar Dillon. Kyle squeezed there between the two defenders, still managed to win the ball. Here's Sam Smith, clatters off the crossbar. Gold Coast Knights almost double their advantage. Dangerous again. not a lot doing for the Gold Coast Knights, but Sam Smith sensed the opportunity. He sent the woodwork a clattering. Another warning shot across the bow for Peninsula. Away by Reesby. Sent into his attacking half. Waiting was Dillon, however. And Kyle was clamoured over there by Hurlin. Free kick going the ex-Sydney FC man's way. So Nichols over it. So too is Hoffman, I think. It's left for Nichols. Just the one goal for the former Raw man this year. Panetta. Oh, it ends up in the hands of Reesby, just slid in front of Sam Smith. He was just looking to get something on it. Plenty going on in the back plate. Kyle took out Reesby on the way through. Plenty of physicality, as you'd expect. Dummy work by Woolley. Roper calling for it at his feet. Instead for Jancevski. Briggs. Matt Smith again clears the ball away out of danger for his side. Long throw-in will be the tactic here from the power. Roper and Cunha. Briggs. Fairgrave. Strickland. Jancevski. In fact, that's Woolley. Square for Strickland. Two defenders come to him. Now Jancevski on the left. Puts a cross off the left peg. Hurlin first to it. Cunha. Roper. Fairgrave. No way forward at the moment. Past the 18-yard box. That stout Gold Coast Knights defence. Hurlin sends Fox a running. And Dillon will just shield this across the goal line. Might have done himself a little bit of mischief there, Oscar Dillon, slowing in getting back to his feet. Now up and about. There he is. No ill effects from that last challenge. Once again, the attacking strength of Sam Smith, the target for his teammates. Fairgrave plays it for his own advantage. Couldn't quite link up with Briggs. There were three white shirts there, ready to deal with any threat that Dean Briggs could have posed. As that wind springs up in the back of our camera position. Schmidt. Panetta. Return ball for Schmidt. Was he taken out? No, says the referee. Corner going the Gold Coast Knights' way. Half an hour done. Once again, the option presented short by Hoffman. Nichols, corner of the area. On by Schmidt, straight into the defender for Peninsula Power. Dillon. Reesby punches away. The straps are mopped up by Jared Kyle. Gold Coast Knights go 2 ahead on the half hour. Initial effort couldn't be dealt with by Reesby. Put straight back into the path. And Jared Kyle, Johnny on the spot to clean up the scraps. That makes it 6 matches in a row now that Gerald Kyle has scored his 16th for 2019. Gold Coast Knights now have a 2-0 advantage. So all to do now for Peninsula Power to try and keep their 2019 season alive and go into successive grand finals. Of course, FQPL grand final winners last year, looking to back that up again in 2019. Be keen to find one here if they can do so. Woolley thought about options, picks out Fox, who goes to ground. Referee's picked out a free kick going the other way, and again frustration shown by Brenton Fox. Possession going the Gold Coast Knights' way, 59% to 41, and easily the best with the attacking opportunities so far. 9 shots to Peninsula Power's 2. 5 of those on target for the Knights, 4 off target, while Peninsula Power 1 of each. Just the 2 shots for them. So statistically and on the scoreboard, the Gold Coast Knights dominant through half an hour and plus. Caelan McGill suggesting 3-1 is the final score going the Knights' way. Well, that could happen. While Corey Gibbs also says it's 3-1, just going the other way. Nick Wills cheering on the Power. Damien Chappelle, good luck Knights. So Shaborn cheering on the Knights. Great to have your company. Sunday night football, grand final berth on the line. Who will be the ones to take on Olympic next weekend at Perry Park? Fairgrieve. Woolley. Briggs drives through. Hands go up from the Knights players. And they will indeed get the offside flag going in their favour. Woolley to it first, in fact, Strickland it was. Fairgrieve. Right below our camera position. Good win by Kyle. Peninsula trying to recover from the error. Panetta, you can't afford to hang off him. Turns out okay for the Power. Plenty of creativity that Nick Panetta's able to conjure up. Junior finds himself in a bit of danger. Walker deemed to have infringed unfairly. Here's Hurlin looking to try and launch something for his side. Under 10 to play now to the half-time break. Panetta. Content to hold possession here, the Knights. Playing patient football. Matt Smith. The epitome of that patient football and possession-based football. His time at the Brisbane Roar under the reign of Ange Postecoglou. Briggs tripped up to his opponent. Knights looking for some advantage. Referee tended to disagree. Schmidt. Panetta. Dillon. Gold Coast Knights advance down the right-hand side. Played wide for Sam Smith. Delivers a ball in. Falls back at the feet of Schmidt, and now Matt Smith. Dillon. And a change of passes. Schmidt. Nichols. Panetta tried to dummy and shield Fairgrieve there. Kyle. Referee's playing advantage after McAvoy cleaned up Kyle. Sam Smith into the feet of Jansevsky, and a corner here for the Gold Coast Knights. Fifth corner for the hosts. Most of them coming from this near side this time. And on the far touchline. Here it comes. Easy one for Reesby to collect. No pressure whatsoever there for the Peninsula custodian. He decides to launch it long, and there's just Fox and Cunha up front for Peninsula. Yeah, Briggs looked back at Reesby, shrug of the shoulders and said, why? Why would you send it long when we've just got the two up front? Cheap turnover for the Knights. Here's Schmidt. Got past Fairgrieve, couldn't get past Cunha, who was rugby tackled to the ground. That's going to cause Schmidt some concern, rolling around on the ground in the back play. Play will continue though. Briggs, and still Schmidt down. Woolley aimed to take one from long range. Threads it through for Jansevsky. Woolley was brought down by Kyle in the back play. We're going to stop here for Matt Schmidt to receive some attention. Well, the outdoor football season is almost over, but that doesn't mean you have to stop playing. Futsal is perfect for keeping fit and improving your technical skills. Come season's end, keep your outdoor team together and play futsal during the off-season. Visit playfutsalqld.com.au to find out more. Now, Jake Reesby just come up to the halfway line and having a chat to Jason Crowe, and he checks in on Matt Schmidt. Reesby also taking the opportunity just to give some passing comments to his teammates. Michael Austin supporting Luke Austin and the Knights from Petersburg. Luke Austin not a part of the Gold Coast Knights squad this evening. So Matt Schmidt looks as though he'll be able to continue, but he'll need to take a temporary break on the sideline for the time being. That leaves the Gold Coast Knights defending with 10 here from the dead ball opportunity that comes Power's way. Briggs just waiting the signal from referee Crow as Matt Schmidt goes to the sideline. 3 in the wall for the Knights, dinked over by Schmidt. Away by Panetta. Out of his area was Reesby. Just held up in the breeze. It's just picking up a little strong. You might be able to see those flags in the background. Fluttering away. Schmidt comes back on. The Knights restored to their full complement of 11. 3 minutes to play until a half-time break. Gold Coast Knights with a 2-goal ascendancy. And that's a clever, experienced play from Matt Smith. Gets tangled up with Fox. Smith comes away with a smile on his face. The experienced defender up against the young gun, Brenton Fox. Good crowd in on a Sunday night at the Croatian Sports Centre. Maybe up around the 800 mark. Morley been quite influential for his team so far. Fox shaped to crack it, then off the left foot. Not his best effort, skews him wide of the upright. Oh, it's good in a defensive scramble there. Mitch Nichols is down on his haunches. Referee just over to check on his welfare. Just clutching at his left side of his ribs. Just might be temporarily winded after taking a bit of a heavy knock. Right in front of the Gold Coast Knights bench, Coach Gray Pittock went up. Gets the whistle. Dylan with some delaying tactics, trying to milk up every second, leading up to half-time. Oh, that's a crude challenge from McAvoy. First yellow card of the evening comes the Peninsula Power skipper's way. Well and truly took out Jared Kyle there. Four gathering in the wall. 5th man with Cunha now added in. Dylan shapes up. Send it goalward. It took a deflection on the way through. Reesby forced into the save. Handball with the claims. No, says the referee. Still alive for the Knights, however. Into first half stoppage time. Have the Knights still got one more in them before the break. and then ineffective. So Power looking to launch quickly here to try and get a psychological blow prior to the two teams going to the sheds. Goal here would certainly buoy the visitors. McAvoy. Hurlin. Kyle, he's looking to get his side a third. Was just forced away from the goal. Forced to momentarily hold it up, hoping for numbers to advance. Good cutout by Panetta. And once again, Kyle finds himself the subject of some heavy attention. Kyle, wide of the target. Give it Jared Kyle, he can obviously take it as well. Been caught a couple of times in the last few minutes by some heavy challenges of his opponents. Well, it's the Gold Coast Knights that take a 2-0 advantage into the break. Firstly, it was Max Brown that scored on 14 minutes, and that was added to by Jared Kyle on the half hour. Mitch Nichols still continues to suffer some inconvenience, just on his haunches, clutching at his left ribs. Interesting to see whether he can receive some attention at the half-time break and continue into the second half. But for the time being, the first 45 minutes was a quick one, and the Gold Coast Knights have a 2-0 lead at the break.
It's football, but it's slowed right down. It's on a smaller pitch, and you've got people that are doing the same football for the same reasons that you want to do it. When you get out there and you start playing, you'll get the bug for it and you'll want to play. I thought you might meet friends and it would get friendly and you'd be talking about football and other people saying, yeah, I used to play and did this and did that. But I didn't think we would take it beyond the football pitch. We've actually taken it into our social lives and gone round to each other's houses and gone out for drinks. It's superb.
Why do I play football?
Why do we play football? I play for fitness.
For competition.
Community spirit.
It's healthy and safe.
And fun.
I play for celebration.
What's your reason? Join our team.
swear a lot at Total Tools. We swear by our range. We swear by our service. And of course, we swear by our prices. So you'll know that you're buying at the best price every day. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
He's dangerous. Michael Lang is into the switch ball. It's not bad. It's 40. What a save from Murphy.
It's football, but it's slowed right down. It's on a smaller pitch, and you've got people that are doing the same football for the same reasons that you want to do it. When you get out there and you start playing, you'll get the bug for it and you'll want to play. I thought you might meet friends and it would get friendly and you'd be talking about football and other people saying, yeah, I used to play and did this and did that. But I didn't think we would take it beyond the football pitch. We've actually taken it into our social lives and gone round to each other's houses and gone out for drinks. It's superb.
Well, welcome back to the Croatian Sports Centre for the second semi-final in the 2019 NPL Queensland. And they've got a tough road to hoe now. Do the Peninsula Power. Gold Coast Knights have the 2-0 lead, entering into second half action. Statistically, Gold Coast Knights well ahead, and on the scoreboard as well. Mitch Nichols looks a bit more free in his movement, coming out onto the second half. Having a casual chat to Peninsula Power assistant coach Timmy Lawson on the way through. Matt Schmidt just receiving some attention from the physio as the two teams come back out. Ray Piddick having a chat to Mitch Nichols and Nick Panetta. A couple of final words before the second half gets underway. Final checks being undertaken. Peninsula Power get the use of the ball in this second half. Underway. Gold Coast Knights 2-0 leaders over Peninsula Power. Spot in the grand final on the line. Who will meet Olympic next Sunday night at Perry Park? On towards Fox. 1 and a challenge there from Elsker Dillon. Nichols. Down for Brown. Roper gets in. So free kick going Peninsula's way. Richie Hurlin. Jensevsky, was he able to keep it in? A throw in or a free kick? It's not going to be a free kick going the Gold Coast Knights' way. No changes from either side at the half-time break. There for Kyle, punched away by Reesby, who's had to do plenty of work through the first 46.5 minutes. And coming back for the earlier free kick against Brenton Fox. No advantage coming the Gold Coast Knights' way. Tough night at the office for Brenton Fox. Taken by the Knights. Smith. Hoffman. Schmidt. Comes down the line. Flag will go up now. Panetta deemed to be offside. So a scrappy start to this second half. First half went a million miles an hour. If you have just joined us, Max Brown and Jared Kyle, the scorers for Gold Coast Knights. Jared Kyle in rare goal-scoring form at the moment. Scored in his last 6, including this evening. At the feet of Hurler. Jensevsky. Woolley, been in the thick of it for his side this evening, and Fairgrove was wrong-footed there, right in front of the Peninsula bench. Briggs just holds off his opponent there in Matt Smith. Hoffman chimes in for the Knights. Dillon. Jaden Walker. Here's Dillon again. Fox was applying the pressure. Kyle looked strong originally. Ball just got away from him. Cunha into mop up. Now Langdon off his line. long clearance. Scrap there between Hurlin and Sam Smith, and Hurlin unfairly inconvenienced by the strong Englishman. So Reesby. No real need to press from the Gold Coast Knights. Jansevsky, the former Noosa Lion. Another premiership on the Sunshine Coast for Noosa Lions, and their coach Kevin Ahern-Evans in the Sunshine Coast Premier League this year. Briggs, the classy Englishman. Corner, the best result for his side that time round. In it comes, edge of the 6-yard box. Junior attempted to get a knot on. There's a scrap there. And in the hands of Langdon at the end, a goalmouth scramble. Peninsula Power unable to scramble anything into the back of the net. In fact, there might have been a free kick, was it? Jason Crowe asking for it to be played inside the 6-yard box. Just the bounce of the ball there almost fooled Josh Langdon. Fox was lurking with intent. Sam Smith. Panetta. Wrong foot's Cunha. And then plays it straight back into the path of Cunha, but it's going in the wrong direction, Cunha, and just had no option but to play it across the goal line. More a forced habit of anything. Quickly taken corner this time round. Panetta. Nichols. Panetta goes for it. Straight to the hands of Jake Reesby, however. He looks to get rid of it quickly. Fox up front. Nichols up against Briggs. Briggs looking for the free kick. No, says Jason Crowe. Walker. Smith, Sam Smith. His opponent's Jansevsky. The Knights go the long throw into the box. The breeze is with them. Walker certainly might be having a thought in that direction. Lex against it. And another corner here for the Knights. Seventh corner of the evening for the Knights now. They've had 58% of the possession. Panetta tries to fashion something. Another one, will it be? Yes, it will. And the yellow card comes out. Briggs has said something to one of the match officials. Frustration coming out for Dean Briggs. Referee Jason Crowe is just going to complete his paperwork before play will be able to restart. Nichols the option short. Corner comes more direct. And Briggs fouled there by Panetta. Hoffman. Panetta. The wind starts to fire up again. Nichols. Walker. Calling for it at the feet was Hoffman. Nichols was able to oblige. Then delivers the cross in. Didn't know a lot about it, Brown, the first goal scorer of the evening. On by Schmidt for Panetta. Two Peninsula defenders there to help. Roper tried to do his best. Panetta skims one along the ground, scooped up by Reesby. Fairly held up in the breeze. Like it might get in behind Matt Smith, but just landed perfectly at the defender's feet. Here he's again, the former Raw A-League skipper. Dylan down the line. Roper. Strickland now, three white shirts around him. Referee playing advantage. And spotted the free kick against Briggs. Strickland gets back to his feet after copping the early one. Richie Hurlin having a few words to the referee. Langdon lining up his wall. 3 in it for the Knights. Briggs. Will it be Curlin Hurlin? Doesn't mind a free kick from this distance, Curlin Hurlin. Been a while since we've seen one of those customary free kicks. Into the path of Kyle. Steaming onto it. Brown. Can he add to his tally? Sam Smith gets there. Reesby dives to his right. Nichols tried to cut out Roper. Rides a couple of challenges there, the Peninsula man. Briggs really needs to find the magic now for his side. Woolley. Did it hit the referee? It may have done so. Panetta just looked up momentarily. He spotted Kyle but couldn't play him in. Sam Smith arriving. Trying to get the better of Jansevsky. Does so. Straight into Hurlin, however. Now they look to launch a counter. Calling it for at the feet was Briggs. Finds its way there eventually. He's beaten Hoffman. And Smith chimes in. Looks like Peninsula about to ready their first change of the evening. Sam Cronin warming up on the far side. Lucas Bobbin. Sorry, Lucas, if I didn't quite get your surname pronounced correctly. Fancies a comeback here for Peninsula. Pretty strong one if it can come off, Lucas. 5-2. Plenty to do for Peninsula if they're to achieve that scoreline. Plenty of talk from Matt Smith, just guiding his side around the park at the moment. Some instructions going out to Oscar Dillon. Here he is again, Matt Smith. Didn't anticipate there, Panetta. Ellie Chopper just takes off from down the road at the Carrara base. The road is in the background. It rises to the sky. About to fly over the Croatian Sports Centre. Cool, calm, composed Matt Smith. Woolley. Quick move of Jansevsky and then Briggs. Change. Still waiting for Peninsula on the far side of the pitch. Here's Hurlin. Claims of handball, not given. Free kick going the Gold Coast Knights' way. Now we'll see that change for Peninsula Power on the hour mark. Will be Sam Cronin coming on in 23. Who will be the man departing? Looks to be Sam Roper. Will be. So Sam Roper given an early night. So all out attack now for Peninsula Power. More attacking flair coming on. And Sam Cronin. Beset by injury in recent years. Plenty of talk, as you can hear through the effects mic. Here's the new man, Cronin, loses out to Hoffman. Briggs sizes up Oscar Dillon. 5 Knights there to save the day. Cronin once again here for Peninsula. Makes his way into the area. Jansevsky. Cronin. On by Fox. Whistle goes from the referee, so another dead ball opportunity here for the visitors, just outside the area. Hurlin and Fox. One sizing up this dead ball opportunity. Option is Fox with the right, Hurlin with the left. Fox wanders away, leaving it for Hurlin. Once again, 3 in the wall for the Knights. Is this what Peninsula need? Hurlin's free kick. Couldn't find the top left hand corner as he was trying to aim for. Time running out for Power. Still 25 minutes to play. Just on the balance of play so far, particularly if Kyle can smell something here. Jarrett Kyle sensed Reesby wasn't quite in the right position, but couldn't get it away quick enough. See the aim, it was towards the top right corner. Couldn't get the right angle or trajectory on it. To add what would have been a second goal for him this evening. Now, Oscar Dillon is booked for the Gold Coast Knights. Hurlin brings it into the attacking half of Peninsula Power. Woolley. Straight into Panetta's feet. Kyle. Nichols, the white shirt, streaming forward. Good delivery here for Brown. Reesby couldn't get contact. Kyle nods on. Harmlessly falls across the goal line. Kyle remains down. Well, third goal there for the Gold Coast Knights probably would have put it beyond all reach for Peninsula Power. On comes the trainer for the Gold Coast Knights. 10 to Jared Kyle. Joel Hunter. Well, I'm not quite sure of your maths here, Joel. Power will come back from 2-0 down to win 3-1. Well, Gold Coast Knights would have to have at least 2, so I'm tipping you saying 3-2. Peninsula Power can win this game. Three goals. Just over, or just under 25 minutes to seal it within the regulation 90 minutes. That one will have to come back. Didn't leave the area. Strickland. Fairgrave pushing up. Oh, and it takes the top of the crossbar. Really took off there in the breeze. Fairgrave creating something out of nothing there virtually. Almost putting him side back into the equation midway through the second half. Couldn't find Fox. Free kick here. Bit of afters between the two number 9s. Sam Smith having a good old chat to Jason Crowe, and he said a word too many. Fox and Sam Smith just continuing on their conversation. I don't think the referee's finished his noting down the players yet. Plenty of talk out there. Peninsula players wanting a quicker restart than what has occurred. Cronin just evades him. Nichols, quick touch on for Panetta. And then it's Kyle on his bike. Kyle delivers in for Nichols, and Reesby to scramble. And Smith, Sam Smith, been a little bit more alert. Could have been in there to pick up the scraps. Cronin. Fairgrieve. Allbar Kyle behind the ball for the Gold Coast Knights. Sam Cronin. Hurlin. Going to find it tough to get through those white shirts. Hurlin tried to be the provider for Briggs. 20 to play. Woolley. Jinx one way, goes the other, then forced back to the left again. Hurlin into the 6-yard area. Waiting was Briggs. And they're forced to concede the corner here, the Gold Coast Knights. Yeah, I can hear that too. I can hear that in the effects, Mike. Joey Lee has tipped to Jason Crow that Nick Panetta just purposely put the ball behind the fence, so Panetta goes into the book for time wasting. Has he glanced it in? McAvoy, he has! It's game on with 20 minutes remaining. Trent McAvoy glancing the header home from the corner. And Power are back in it. The goal that they desperately needed comes from their captain. And the alert bells will go off now for the Gold Coast Knights. Power reduced the deficit back to 1. And there's still plenty of time for them to force the result. 18 and a half remaining. Back heel by Nichols for Panetta. Corner here to the Knights. Few Power supporters are on hand, gleefully accepting that goal. Still more work to do though from the 2018 FQPL champions and premiers. They're going to have to repel the Knights here as Panetta goes from outside the area. Big sense of urgency now for the Power. Jensevsky for Hurlin. Calling for on the far side was Fox. Now he runs onto it, Langdon. Gonna let it go across the goal line, then decided that he'd have to make a play on it with the gloves. Certainly giving some confidence to the visitors. Strickland, good recovery from Dillon. Gold Coast Knights about to ready a substitution. Woolley, Hurlin delivers across from the left. Fox was in fact Briggs was the man waiting for that targeted cross. Cronin. Home supporters might be able to hear their chant in the background. Composure from the Knights. Just no panic there, clearing that ball out of their area. Panetta. Smith might find himself in some room. Jogging back was McAvoy. Forward in the direction of Fox. Smith's going to have to do a bit of work there to hold off Fox. Bit of a tangle. Both of them end up against the fence, and the Gold Coast Knights about to make a change. So it looks like it's Jaden Prasad coming on in jersey 11 to replace the skipper, Sam Smith. So Jaden Prasad, the man about to enter the fray with a quarter of an hour remaining in the regulation 90 minutes. Sam Smith's night is done after 75. So just think clarifying who the new skipper is, and looks like it's Jared Kyle who has assumed the captain's armband. There he is. Brown. On by Schmidt. Here's the new man. Prasad. Tees up. Kyle! Oh, who was on the goal line there to stop it? For Peninsula. Jansevsky, I fancy. Nichols. Deflection away by Jansevsky. Second clearance again for Power. Trying to drive it through was Schmidt. And they withstand a bit of pressure there, Peninsula Power. Jansevsky, the last line of defence. Just receives a gentle hug from his keeper in appreciation of his efforts. But it could almost have been game over there for Power. Still got a corner to deal with though. Swung in near post. Blazed in, and again, another clearance off the line from Oscar Dillon's shot. Strickland was the man who saved the day that time round. Hurlin. So they've had to withstand a barrage of pressure there in that last couple of minutes, Peninsula Power. Time to just steady the ship. Reesby. McAvoy. Cronin's come searching for the ball. Second Peninsula substitute warming up and about to make his entrance. Cunha. Jansevsky with those couple of clearances off the line to deny the Gold Coast Knights the 2-goal advantage once more. Cunha. No options there for Woolley. Had to play square for Cunha. McAvoy, Woolley. And Hurlin caught offside. Change to be made here for Peninsula.
You can't be serious. No, I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to you. What's he saying? Just because he's fucking talking to you.
I don't know if you heard that, but Jason Crowe was trying to have a chat to Richie Hurlin, and Richie Hurlin said, I don't want to talk to you. Don't want to talk to you. Anyway, substitute made in the meantime. Brenton Fox He's out of the game. And coming on in jersey 19 is Mitch Bird. Like for like. Striker for striker. Can Mitch Bird provide a fresh approach to his team in this last 10 minutes? Potentially to send the game into extra time. Kenya straight into the chest of Jared Kyle. Knights build up once more. Walker draws out Reesby. Gold Coast Knights about to ready a further change. Walker. No one there waiting. Reesby will let it drift across the goal line and out for a goal kick. Here comes the change now for the Knights. So who's coming off? Mitch Nichols, is it? It is indeed. So Mitch Nichols is done for the evening. Or is he? He's gone to the sideline, but he's just taking a drink of water. He's not the man to be replaced. It'll be Nick Panetta. Who is taking up an inordinate amount of time. So Nick Panetta night is done. Is it that time of the evening, folks? I think it might be. Time for the Shannon Brady Appreciation Club to stand up and cheer. He's on in jersey 15. There's a loyal band of you out there. Now you can see your man. Here he is. First touch of the ball. Here he is, Shannon Brady. Square for Kyle. Running onto it is Brown. Brown, and saved by Reesby. Now, looked like Max Brown was about to score his second of the evening and put his side back out to a 2-goal lead. Jake Reesby had different thoughts though. Tense last 7.5 minutes. As that gust of breeze comes up once more. Here's Schmidt's corner, and a quick glance from Brady, but not Goldwood. Away from the left-hand upright. 7 to play. Knights hold this slender 1-goal advantage after leading 2-0 at half-time. Goals to Max Brown and Jared Kyle before Trent McAvoy made it interesting with 20 minutes remaining. Brown. Here's Prasad. Prasad takes one on, and Cunha goes down looking for the trip. Referee, has he blown the whistle? He has. Or does it play on? Taken quickly by Nichols. Brady cuts back, slides past Nichols. Prasad onto the crossbar, I should say. And then power clear away from the corner. You sense it's coming here for Knights, the sealer. They can't quite find it just at the moment. Quick movement, Prasad onto the crossbar. It was inches away from going 2 ahead again. Last throw of the dice for Peninsula as they bring on their third and final substitute. Alex Warrilow will be making his entry. very shortly. Meanwhile, we wait on the corner for the Knights. Prasad has played out to. Uncharacteristically gave it straight to Fairgrieve though. Quick play as you'd expect from Power. Bird squeezes between two defenders. No whistle, says the referee. Play on. Mitch Bird not happy. I'm not sure he got that right, Jason Crow. And we've got an offside flag against Gold Coast Knights going forward. Jared Kyle not willing to let go of the ball, and he's a bit of a hothead. Jared Kyle just being calmed down by Daniel Cunha. Fox was up off the bench. Yellow card going Jared Kyle's way. Doesn't want to just let that temper overflow. Wouldn't want to miss a grand final. He'll have to be on his best behaviour for the remaining 4.5 minutes, plus stoppages, plus extra time if we go there. Off comes Josh Woolley, on comes 12 Alex Warlow. Last throw of the dice for Peninsula Power. All the manpower needs to go up front for the visitors. Potentially send this match into extra time with another goal. Warlow. And just didn't go right there for the visitors. Hacked away by Matt Smith. Down this end of the park. Obviously good for the Gold Coast Knights in trying to keep the ball away from the danger area of Peninsula Power. And here's one of the danger men, Sam Cronin. Continues on his run. Plays it wide out there for Briggs, met at the near post by Josh Langdon. 3.5 remaining. Power season could be over very shortly. Knotted down by McAvoy. Cunha. Running onto it, Bird. Reesby not thinking about coming up just yet. That might be coming soon though. Long throwing into the area. McAvoy nods on in the hands of Langdon. 2.5 to play. Langdon says, let's get forward. I want to bang it down the park and get it away out of our defensive area. Down by Brady. Here he is again. Shannon Brady. Hurling with some composure. Cunha. Hurling again. 2 to play now. Strickland. Fairgrieve. Strickland need to get into their attacking half power. Cunha. They're being patient though. Cronin. Plenty of white shirts behind the ball. In fact, all 10 plus the keeper behind the ball there for Gold Coast Knights. Can they get it into the attacking half? Tight of the call, it appeared from Gray Pittick, the Gold Coast Knights coach. Did he do enough there, Nichols? Yes, he did. Peninsula will regain possession, though. Briggs can be dangerous on this left-hand side. Briggs continuing to go himself, then puts one in towards goal. Sliding out the legs was Dillon. Hurlin delivers into the 6-yard box. Fairgrieve loops one over. Warrelow's waiting in the hands of Langdon. Home supporters show their appreciation. 45 seconds remaining. Once again, Langdon straight down the middle and long. Brady will just be content to show that across the sideline. No rush, obviously, here from the Knights. Jared Kyle. Schmidt. Too far for Prasad. Shielded across the goal line by Reesby. The 90 minutes is done. We're into stoppage time. That's all that's left now for Peninsula Power to keep their 2019 season alive. McAvoy on. Straight to Nichols, however. Again, McAvoy trying to inspire his team. Not much time left now for Peninsula. You'd fancy around about a maximum of 3 minutes of stoppage time. Need to go the length of the park here, the visitors. Kyle for Brady. Cronin. Cunha. Time running out for Power. This stoic white wall not allowing Power any advance. The Knight supporters let out the whistles, just showing the referee that perhaps there should be no more time added on. All hands on deck. Reesby coming forward now as well. Long throwing into the box. Final chance here potentially for Power. Cunha tries to backheel. Was away by the Gold Coast Knights player, Hoffman. Home supporters urging for the whistle to be blown. Nervous moments here at the Croatian Sports Centre. Here's Briggs. He's beaten one. Briggs! Side netting. No touch either. Goal kick. Relief for the home side. That would have been breathing a collective sigh of relief. They know what danger Briggs can possess. As Gold Coast Knights make their change. Wind down the clock a little more. Langdon, well, he won't be allowed to substitute. Gray Pinnock. Referee missed the signal. Running onto it is Kyle. He's virtually going to be one-on-one here with Reesby. Reesby makes the save. Not out of danger here yet, the Knights. Now Reesby, he'll need to send this the length of the park. All those blue shirts getting forward. Warrilow lofts it high in search of hope. And Langdon will wind off another couple of seconds. And now maybe Gray Pinnock will get to make that change. Max Brown will be replaced. Luke Marsh comes on in 7. Nervousness on the Gold Coast Knights bench. They're all up, standing up as one. Just awaiting this final whistle from Jason Crow. But not if Peninsula has another say in it. Cronin quickly surrounded by white shirts. Bird. Stretched out was Warrilow. Struggling to keep the ball in play. He knows that The referee could blow the whistle here at any tick of the clock. Home supporters go up in full voice now. How much longer? No much longer. The Gold Coast Knights, in their first season at the state level of football, are through to the grand final. They'll join Olympic next Sunday night at Perry Park. Goals in the first half to Max Brown and Jared Kyle sent the Knights into the sheds with a 2-1 lead. Trent McAvoy scored for Power with 20 minutes remaining. The Gold Coast Knights had to withstand a late barrage of pressure from their opponents, but ultimately the Gold Coast Knights have come up successful. They're 2-1 victors over Peninsula Power, and they're off to the big dance next Sunday night at Perry Park, as I said, against Olympic FC. Well, once again, another exciting semi-final in the NPL Queensland. All the spoils go Gold Coast Knights' way. The kids run onto the field to celebrate with their senior team. A joyous night for the home supporters at the Croatian Sports Club Centre, where the Gold Coast Knights have come away 2-1 winners against Peninsula Power. Well, folks, if the semi-finals are any indication, we're in for a great grand final next Sunday night. Join me from 6 p.m. next Sunday evening at Perry Park. We'd love to see you at Perry Park if you can get along and watch the grand final. But if you can't, join us on the Football Queensland live stream. So until next Sunday night, on behalf of the team, it's Rafe Griffin signing off from the Croatian Sports Centre. The Gold Coast Knights are through to the grand final, 2-1 victors over Peninsula Power.